Do I need to even ask for you guys' predictions, or are you just gonna go all for LGD? Anybody want to go
difference?
for Optic?
I'm going for LGD.
Panel curse?
The panel curse was there.
Yeah, that's right. We've overturned it.
Two?
We've overturned it.
Yeah, LGD.
Oh, LGD?
Yeah, I think the void pick is.
Prepare for battle.
Alright.
I'm also quite afraid, right? If Weaver or Storm dies, the damage output is very limited.
Yes.
So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Previously, when the panel was all on the same page, our commentators actually took the other team as their favorite in the matchup. Let's find out what Trent and Zayori think this.
Not sure that's the case this time, Sheever. That Void last pick seems like a pretty good nail in the coffin, but Trent, how you feeling about the heavy mobility here for Optic?
Well, I came prepared. I brought the Ogre today.
There you go.
I was feeling it. You know, someone was going to bring it out. Having a good game, so this might be it. No, I mean, you can't fault the Void pick. It looks very good, and they tried to abuse kind of like the lack of control, I feel like, with the Storm and the Weaver, and that almost makes the Void that much better. You know,
Right.
Void already looked good, and then this happened.
Yeah.
So,
And
I'd be
I
watching out for that
I
one.
do sort of agree with the panel about the
30
Weaver pick. It
seconds to
seems
go.
like a little bit of an odd choice here. Obviously, they did want to play a heavy mobility game, but they just have so many tools now to set up for that arrow, even the chrono. There are so many ways to make this Weaver's life a living hell, it feels like.
I think Weaver is a hero that can like skirmish very well. You know, you throw out the bugs, you think about a Night Stalker trying to chase, it's just additional vision. It is something very irritating in terms of like the Roche Pit and everything, which can often be underlooked. You know, maybe just a little bit more like area securing here, but I really, really like this Void. And it's not just chrono. Time dilation is very good this game. Weaver hates time dilation. Like, this Void pick just got so much better at the end.
Yeah.
But that's one hero. You know, there's 9 others.
X-Nova, is this an early first blood? 33, not going to be able to chase him down, but that Witch Doctor takes a lot of damage. Okay, so lanes will get figured out up top. Let's see here. PSG.LGD, they're going to be doing their dual off lane with the Naga Siren and the Brewmaster. And they'll be up against the Ogre Weaver duo. Mid, the bottom Storm. To see a Maybe, now known as Somnus, on the Marana, on the Bunny Marana.
Oh,
That
beautiful. Very excited about that. One of my classic.
favorite cosmetics
Yeah,
here.
gotta love that. The old retribution cosmetic.
You have no right.
For past mistakes there, but yeah, the Ogre and the Weaver, kind of Ogre and Brew matching up. Weaver and Naga, I guess, is both like the agi edge of this match thing. Feeling just like armor and whatnot. But FY just so aggressive. That early armor there. He's got himself the triple Mango, Stout, and Tango. You think the guy was the off?
Yeah, beefy Brewmaster, beefy Naga. Definitely not an easy lane for Optic to deal with a Weaver Ogre in terms of pressuring them out. Down bottom, though, I feel like Lesh Night Stalker has some pretty serious capability to pressure a Witch Doctor Faceless Void. We were talking earlier about how Witch Doctor feels a little bit weak at the stage.
Well, I think it's got that spammy edge to it. Like a lot of these, you know, Axe Skyrath kind of became the gold standard in terms of like what you compare all these other ones to, because it was one of those being like first base, and then these other combinations essentially came out of a need to try and mix and match to make up for those being banned out, and then we just kind of moved on to some other combinations.
Yeah.
So the classic hero to counter that was Warlock or Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's always been a very common counter to Night Stalker as well. In terms of his early aggression, more so when the Night Stalker was in support, but you're always looking for these like 2-man dives or something on tower, and Cask can wreck that. Completely stop them in their tracks and really punish them with the tower damage. So I like the Witch Doctor here, but I also really like the idea of this like spam ability, right? Non-stop lightning, throwing out some stuns as well. Ame, of course, gonna dance this one off, but still. Heavy damage that kind of comes over time. It's not all like one big burst, right? It's like lightnings, you space them out past the time dilation, which of course also has a very long cooldown to boot right now anyway.
But what are you thinking about this mid matchup? The Storm on the Marana. Two heroes that we don't really see in the mid that much right now. Storm still a viable pick, but not the most common. Maybe gets a first blood solo kill on CC and C. Perfect time to be looking at that lane. He will survive as he finishes off that range creep. So, okay, after the first blood, how you feeling about this mid lane there?
Well, how about top lane where PPD, the Ogre, using the HP pool, trying to regen his way to safety.
It's going to be a tough one.
The Ogre!
He's just barely still alive, but FY will bring him down. Chalice pops some stick charges, but he goes down, so it's a 1-for-1 up here in the top lane.
I mean, they tipped the Ogre, though. They recognized how nice that was.
But all the while down bottom, X-Nova did end up going down to the Night Stalker. So there was a little skirmish, and not.
But yeah, mid lane though, he gets that bottle this time. Very low on the HP, even after bottle though, so he might be able to get a little bit of an edge if he can bully him somewhat. Maybe needs some more regen carried out. And yeah, he's all the items. I'll be able to play down here.
Well,
So low.
CCNC though able to recover. Now it's important to try to kill Storm before level 6, but it is a hero that's kind of used to getting killed before level 6. You know, not that uncommon where you get pressured at this stage. Stacks tend to be one of the big things Storm relies on to recover. Obviously, none of those coming yet, but he's going to move into the jungle himself, start stacking away, and work on getting some of this recovery farm.
Yeah, not feeling confident to kind of stay in the mid lane right now. Too worried about the level 3 Starstorm. Leap available for the mana. I guess he knows his rotations and missing heroes. He was kind of pinging around near that ward. Yeah, he did see it get placed, so Zai will come and deal with that.
Nice.
He will find the Hades for me. Not bad. Not a regen, but not bad.
I guess maybe a more broad question. Do you believe in the Storm Spirit? I know it's a comfort hero for CCNC. Do you think it works in this draft against like a Void, a Brewmaster, a Naga? There is a fair bit of control, although some of that control is unconventional or blocked to a long cooldown.
No, I think it looks really good. Obviously, the big control issue is going to be the Chrono, but when they picked it, the Chrono wasn't there, so we have to kind of take that out of the equation when we're looking at like why it was picked. And you imagine yourself zipping on top of someone like a Brewmaster with that Orchid, that can just end the entire fight. And they don't have those instant stuns to deal with them in that situation, except for the Chrono, of course, they picked after. So he's going to be drawing a lot of the Chrono skills on top of himself. They can try and protect him, but
speaking of Brewmaster, Chalice up top. I think this is likely to be a kill. Pycat with a few more auto attacks actually misses that last one, but will chase him down with a Shukuchi under the tower. Now on the bottom side, FY initiated on. It's a hasted up Storm Spirit by CCNC. He actually walks up and just snags the bounty, gets the kill on FY. Ame and X-Nova probably going to have to head for the hills, but I don't think Ame is going to be able to make it out here. It's going to be close with that silence, and he gets brought down. 5-2. Optic actually pulling into the lead already.
a lot of parts of Night Stalker's kit got nerfed, but that silence level 1 at nighttime, 5 seconds still.
It's
brutal.
just as potent.
Yeah, man, you're a faceless void. Now that hurt.
33 with a lot of presence in this bottom lane. The Weaver, though, not farming as well as he would like. Only 16 last hits here at about 6 minutes.
Yeah, his net worth is still fairly high, though.
Yeah, he did get that kill.
kills.
That definitely helps. But, I mean, the Brewmaster is actually out CSing him. Maybe a little bit surprising.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a classic now in terms of Dota, just like how kind of important kills seem to be.
X-Nova, he's going to get dove. And this Night Stalker. Nighttime, he's making it happen. 33, living up to the hype. Now, we were talking about how he seems to be that key playmaker on this team in a lot of games. Certainly the case to start off this.
Yeah, and a couple of our Night Stalkers lately, it felt like the first nighttime they were very like passive in a way. They get in some sort of a matchup where they're just kind of farming and pressuring and everything, but he's securing those kills because he's got a weaker support kind of alone. So FY is going to be here now, though. See if they can grab something on his eye. He's also level 5, by the way, out-leveling both of those supports on the Radiant side. He's out.
He's FY can't quite get the vision.
Meanwhile, Chalice maybe a bit of trouble here. Still only level 4.
Under the tower.
And that's an ogre.
Yeah, I was going to say not the easiest dive, but when you've got an ogre, he's pretty confident. And unfortunately for the Brewmaster, he will take yet another tumble. And PPD is not even below half health. He's basically topped off. Be a TP up from FY. Immediately initiated on by PPD. It's a pretty bold maneuver, but the Naga is rather tanky. The Brew's on the way up. Maybe they can make something happen out of this, but Pycat is now level 6.
Arrow, though.
And maybe, aka Somnus. That's a big one. So now this Priestess of the Moon is looking pretty scary. That rotation does open up a little bit of space for CCNC in the mid, so we will start to close that gap, but finding that kill on the enemy position 1, absolutely huge. Bottom lane, Ame getting low, silenced up, but able to time walk back to safety. X-Nova gets off a cask, takes a bounce across the heroes. Now, maybe in trouble as he gets stunned after initiated on by the Night Stalker, and it gets turned right back the other way. Kill up on the board for top lane, now PPD. A lot of chaos across these lanes. Much different from that last series we saw where it seemed like the lanes were a lot more quiet in the first 5 to 10 minutes. Non-stop action here. PPD going down up top, and Pycat taking a lot of damage. Does still have a time lapse. Maybe actually still just hanging out up here as Ame goes down in the bottom lane to the Lesh Night Stalker.
This guy's an animal. He's 5-0-1 right now.
But wait, there's more. Maybe now, stun. He's slowed down by the Ignite, and Pycat trying to Shukuchi in. He doesn't have another leap, and there's that Geminate. One more is needed. 18 HP.
He's going, dude.
Pycat sees it. He wants it. He's got him in the sights. And finally, Somnus will be punished for that rotation.
There's a not many position ones that could have chased down that Mirana.
Yeah.
Weaver is like one of the only ones, honestly. So it kind of shows like the way they're trying to create the space across the map. Because who's touching DCC lately? Nobody. He has been alone. I mean, this Weaver's creating so much space up top. He's diving. He's getting this Mirana. The question is the Weaver pick going to work out in the end after this like laning stage? It kind of depends just how much he's going to be able to build up for DCC right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. This is that stage of the game where
Look at
normally...
that combo down bottom.
Oh,
The
they're
split
gonna get
out
it.
of nowhere, silence, dead. 100 to 0.
It happened so fast, and now Mirana mid lane tries to leap back. CCNC grabs into the Vortex, has a double damage rune on. Not going to be able to pursue for the kill as FY makes the rotation. But look, the dubious duo from down bottom. They're going to kill Chalice again up top, but this rotation is what we're looking at. Die for a stun setup. Does have that third point in the lightning.
Aggressive hits, man.
But CCNC set up by the ensnare. Arrow connects. This is probably a dead storm. No! Zai comes, breaks it up, turns it around the other way. It's a twofer. Somnus, FY down, CCNC still alive.
And he said hello to maybe at the start of the game. And now he's throwing out the tip, too.
Call me maybe.
Clearly they're best buds. So,
yeah. 4-14. Optic, the underdogs in this matchup
Now
against
Ame.
PSG.LGD. They are coming out swinging, and they are making it look like they're the favorite.
14. Back. Where's our net worth on the Radiant side? Currently, it's concentrated on a Mirana.
Yeah.
So, maybe going for a bit more standard build as he maxed out that Starstorm earlier compared to our 1-1-4. That was a bit unique.
But Ame is in poverty mode. I really expected this Void to be able to survive a little bit better down bottom. They had the lockdown, and now up top, he is going to time walk. X-Nova's there, but I think Pycat just wants to dive this. They know he's 5. There's no Chronosphere threat. He does have a lot of stick charges, though, and he is very close. Just one creep. Not going to be able to find it. Pycat with the time lapse right into the Thunderclap. Will get pushed back. Has some friends nearby. Zai with some lightning. Breaks this up, and will stop PSG dead in their tracks.
Well, there it is at least. Chronosphere up and ready to go. Might be able to find some.
Maybe Mirana. Still barely ahead of CC and Storm Spirit.
Who has
but
a regen rune and is farming up like crazy right now.
Radiant's middle
I think
tower is under
one
attack.
thing that PSG had not been able to do this control rune. Storm with rune control is very scary. It allows him to accelerate that early game so much faster.
How about going bottom with the silence here and that vision from the bugs?
They do have the Bruce split.
It's like 1 minute till night. Oh, top lane. Oh, man. Oh, he almost went down. So close. Just got off that time. He just runs another tower. Like your HP pool is just, it's another utility thing when you're Ogre.
Yeah. Arrow down bottom connects on to 33. Ensnare sets it up, and in tower range, that'll make it a pretty easy kill. It does go the way of maybe, and it's actually a big time shutdown streak after all that pressure they put on the Void. So that'll be some progress towards the Maelstrom now.
So we hit our earlier Mirana. Obviously the build was a bit different. Expect way harder into the leap early, but at this point we're level 9, doesn't really matter. Going to be kind of similar in terms of like having that Maelstrom and everything.
Sure. We
saw some in that game. It felt like the Mirana was having a very difficult time actually getting involved in the fights and putting in a lot of damage. Now mind you, I feel like I didn't see many Starstorms there, whereas maybe he's been a lot better about that. Oh, nice.
Song of the Siren.
The old C9 classic.
Well, this is, about as classic as it gets, I think. And Naga, Priestess of the Moon, 2 ways set up for the arrow. Now, down by that bottom rune spawn, they're going on to Chalice. This silence is doing so much work, but the Bruce split, not going to come. There's the stun from PPD, and they have the control. Bring him down once more. That is the 5th death of the game. He is a third of the deaths so far. Crazy.
You are so reliant on this Mirana picking this game back up. Look at that block of Dire Heroes in the net worth card. I mean,
yeah,
that's ridiculous. They're controlling this game. Zai is ahead of the offlaner at this point.
I mean, Zai is turned into a core at this point. Level 9 on Leshrac. He's going to go for a Drum of Endurance after the Arcane boost. This is really scary. Lesh is one of these great position cores that actually can start to feel like a core if he gets to start like. It reminds me of like the way Naga Siren can transition if she gets a really good.
Is under attack.
We're still waiting on the... I mean, the first Chronos, obviously, they aren't that impactful. It kind of feels like Spectre in a lot of ways. It's just like, once it hits that late game, though, and those fights get further and further apart, and you have a Chrono every fight, feels very difficult to fight against. So
That's still a long way off. So we got
Yes,
half an
very
hour to
much
go
so.
before we get to that point. A whole lot of creep smacking.
all right, but in terms of like, I know people were asking, we had a,
Dyer's top tower.
where are the ogre? First off, Chalice, I think he might want to make this number 5. Maybe there'll be a turnaround.
Number 6, but he's silenced, and a nice follow-up stun from Zai. The Witch Doctor going to get caught inside of it as well. Ame does finish off that tier 1 tower up top. X-Nova with a death board actually does get some vision onto Pycat. It might be enough. Time lapse back. Nope, it was not enough. X-Nova dies, and they're just going to go on to the Naga Siren. She's silenced, but it's Somnus. He's here with a big Starstorm. Gets the kill on PPD. Now wants to chase down 33, who's just running into enemy territory. Makes the escape for his team. Cancels the TP as the arrow would have connected.
He didn't go for the flight plane to the prize.
Yeah, a little greedy.
And now what?
The courier?
I mean, they're going to fight.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting, but does make some space. He survives definitely longer than he should have in the enemy base. 15 minutes now. Chrono mid lane. Ame sets it up onto CCNC. Baby is there with the arrow, and it's another kill on the Storm Spirit. So good stuff for PSG. And Ame makes a good rotation. You're talking about that first Chrono. It comes in big.
Yeah, solid. Had to be the Storm Spirit, and it looked pretty easy. I guess with all the space being made, there was just no one really around. So he kind of felt like, oh, they're all on the base. But quick TP there from Baby, who's been really the star of this game without question.
Oh, yes.
Especially by the LGD. Like, he's way ahead of his teammates, and even ahead of the entirety of Optic. We're offering more of on a like multi-core, 4-core basis right now, essentially, and the classic Peter. No.
Back in my Fantasy League days, Maybe was always my go-to shot caller. And this is one of these games showing you why. He hits the arrow onto the Weaver, predicts where Pycat's going to be,
that was well
and
done.
secures another kill. I mean, that was beyond impressive. There he is. But now silenced up, 33 putting on the pressure. PPD not going to be there in time with the stun. And here's the turn the other way. FY with the ensnare, death board, follow-up error. Good night, sweet night stuff. Now Zip
He wants the kill.
CCNC, he is hasted up. Song of the Siren almost catches it, but not quite. Instead, other side, Zai, the disco ball still going. Chalice needs to be a little careful, but Zai's out of mana now. Snare connects, follow-up will not be there.
They're not going to look at the arrow. Peter was there ready to block it
Yeah.
in case they opted for it.
I will say, though, even though Chalice has died so many times this game, of all the offlane, Brew is one, like he's got a Blink Dagger already.
Yeah.
16 minutes. It kind of doesn't really matter. There are a lot of offlaners that would be crippled right now and have no presence. But the nature of Brew and his split, he's kind of absorbed those ganks for the rest of his team. And that's in turn created a little bit of space for these cores to make some plays happen.
In a way, I mean, he did somehow keep that tower at like half HP.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
Zai has been insane this game.
Another double splitter. And just as I praise Chalice, he gets picked again. But
I mean,
still.
he has to use the ultimate eventually.
Yes, I will agree with that one. I will see Ame, no ultimate for another 15. Here comes the zip from CCNC, silence on the Ame, but there's a root onto 33, and that's going to break up this fight. A lot of reinforcements coming from Optic. Figure out the right angle to try and initiate this, but maybe not going to force the issue. Naga Siren's ult is still on cooldown. She's going for the Meteor Hammer, no big surprise there.
So one thing that they've done a lot is that when Chalice has a bad game, or if he's given a hero, like sometimes they give him a sacrificial hero. If they give him a Bat Rider, sometimes it kind of feels this way. And the best way that it works is when they have it with the Naga Siren. So what you'll see is that he's going to blink in and lasso, or in this case he's going to blink in and split. And let's say he doesn't get the split off. What happens? The entirety of the Dire side collapses on top of him to try and kill him off instantly before he can split, right? This happens all the time when he plays Bat Rider. But then FY's always there with his Naga Siren. He's so good at getting the timing on the song, and he catches those heroes clumping on top of the Brewmaster or the Bat Rider or whatever the hell Chalice is playing, and then he Meteor Hammers them, and they just win the fight. So they do have to watch out for that. I know he's been a little bit of a target dummy this game, but he literally can do that and kind of turn the game for his team. It's been a little bit of an LGD classic, so they have to make sure they don't get mega clumped. I mean, they saw what happened to GTA Thunder last game. The clumping occurs, so hopefully Optic kind of have that in mind here.
Yeah, that is a fair point as well. PSG did finish their first series way ahead of that 3-game series that we won. They 2-0'd Infamous relatively quickly, so they had a lot of time to watch that last series, get a feel for what Optic were doing, maybe some of their weaknesses, and yeah, they should definitely be well aware of how much of a struggle that last series. Here we go, long-range zip from CCC. But Moonlight Shadow breaks things up. I don't think they have any detection here. Also, Aetherland up on Zai. 18 minutes, Aetherland, Rums on this Lesh.
The core Lesh.
He's a support. He was a support. Uh-oh, CCNC's out of mana. I think he messed up there as he jumps into the enemy team and will kind of zip to his death as he runs out of mana. That's unfortunate.
I'm not I think they might have just been screwed up. Made some deeper vision in there. Not aware they were there.
Either way, a little bit unfortunate. And now this will probably be the tier 1 tower mid in the grave for 30 seconds. The lift comes out. Pressure is real. Void also now with a Mask of Madness and a Maelstrom inbound. Still needs that Mental Hammer, but so he double Maelstrom coming out for PSG.
And he's got that Javelin already with the Mom. So pretty nice value pickup just ahead with your Mask.
Absolutely.
Gives him a little bit of a solo kill threat. Maybe not necessarily on Pygat, just he actually bought the Treads. He's just the Bootless Weaver, so he's relatively tanky for his tier.
Uzel. He has picked up the Mana Break Talent at level 10. Very common. Stacking the Mana Breaks does give Weaver this huge bump of damage now.
Yeah, and if you look at Brewmaster, he only has like 400 because he has no items in terms of stats and everything. So there's a real
Boots,
chance
Blink
that
Dagger, zero stats.
He might just like end up losing all of his mana through a stun or something.
Possible. Now he picks up the Tread. That'll help. And he does have the Wand. And that's good. BKB going to be queued up for the Weaver. Pycat just wants to live in these fights now that he's skipping the Lincolns. He did pick up that Ring of Health to get a little bit of regen, but seems Lincolns is not on the docket, at least.
A bit too strong in the lane. Don't have a pass over there, but
And it's not a bad Lincolns game, but
there's a Chrono, so it just feels a little.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You know, you get Chrono arrowed and Starstorm, and you're like, man, why did I like it?
yeah, that's true. At least if you BKB and get chronoed, you can still survive through some of that magic burst. Maybe. Not guaranteed, but gives you some options. Pycat on the hunt, finds Somnus. Radiant Courier as well, not going to be picked. They do opportunity.
Now, he saw the angle on that Courier, so he knows there's more than one hero there. And in fact, it's the entirety the Radiant side.
Sort of the same thing happening from Optic. Their entire squad in enemy territory, double down bottom. He might be able to snag here after
Pycat, he
round
gets back towards the
Radiant's top tower.
That's a nice move.
Yeah, definitely something Weaver can get away with. Here's the fight though. PPD, the one initiated on. Cast not going to find any bounces. Naga silence, but Peter Pan Dan brought down. Now on the backside, Chronosphere catches CC. Will there be enough follow-up though? The arrow is there. The Split Earth not enough to keep him alive. Song of the Siren looking for more, and they'll find Pycat. Meteor Hammer, they mistime that one. It's a little bit unfortunate, but the cast, it connects on 2. Time lapse still comes out. X-Nova getting low, but it looks like Night Stalker's going to get locked down. Ame and X-Nova have been killed. Optic are actually turning this. Zai with plenty of damage. Chalice gets destroyed, and this support turned core Lesh secures them a team fight 2 for 4 after losing their Storm inside the Chrono. It's actually 2 for 3.
FY had the Bassi. He had the 3 toggle into the Meteor Hammer, and he didn't hit it. I think he must have messed up on the cancel or something.
Yeah, timed it there. Really unfortunate. If he does hit that, I think Weaver dies 100%.
And that's supposed to be a guaranteed. And that's a little bit unfortunate.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Definitely looked good, seeing that Storm Spirit get locked down with a follow-up arrow.
Yeah, that fight looked amazing. I thought LGD just like brought this game fully back.
Well, that is one thing that PSG have done well. It seems like Somnus and Ame are really on the same page. Like, I'm doing the Chrono, have your arrow ready. Pretty impressive given how scattered that fight was. It was a great catch with the Chrono, and maybe was in a good position to connect with the arrow right away.
Yeah, and that's what put the pressure on that Meteor Hammer in the first place, is that because they have so little stuns. I mean, this was kind of a free Storm game when they picked it, because then there was the Chronosphere, but they need that arrow with the song if they want the additional kill on the Weaver, which would end up making that difference. Next time I'm sure FY will be a little bit more diligent there with the Bassi plus Meteor Hammer.
Spirit Vessel up on 33. Solar Crest queued up next. Farming we go. It is still a net worth lead for Optic, relatively small, holding at about 2K.
Yeah. CCNC. He needs to kind of group up here. Night Stalkers.
That's the Orchid.
Only a minute left though, so he's almost level 12 though. So he'll have the Darkness going here again with the 120 second cooldown, and they can try and get a couple kills. Gone deep up top.
trouble. Is this Orchid going to be enough? Absolutely. Soulburn pops him. Ame takes another tumble into the grave. Great reveal of the Orchid. Your high priority target.
Dire are scanning.
Chasing deeper there. Dust won't connect on anyone.
Shadow. PSG.
Yeah, back they go. And maybe continues to top the chart here, but in the end, he isn't. Feel like, it doesn't have that same oomph you get out of a lot of these heroes. I feel like, every game we've got these gyros, these Lunas, these PLs, and they're sitting there at 11K right now. You're just like, ugh, thank God, what do we do against this guy? But then some Mirana, you're like, okay.
I would generally agree. She can scale pretty well, but that's when she's at like 5th slot, 6th slot type items. Pretty much every. He did go for BKB, and I think definitely the smart choice instead of going all for draw. Damn it. Need to survive against Flesh Rack. The amount of pressure that Zai's been putting on is definitely going to force LGD into BKBs. If they were at all on the fence about getting the Magic immunity, I think now it is secured. Brewmaster has his queued up, already picked up the Ogre Club, Void following suit. Pretty much the same build as Piranha at this point. Maelstrom into BKB, though of course stop off that match.
So much spam provision in this game. I've seen Highcat tossing out the bugs over like random cliffs trying to find people. You've got 3-3 just hopping up and over the cliffs as well during the nighttime. You've got the Naga Siren going to start spreading those illusions, trying to create the vision. Trying to figure out what's going on while maybe it's Chuck's arrows. This time it's not provision though, it's next to the roach pit. FY, he's doing his cute little plays, so he pretends to be the illusion. He always likes to group up with one other illusion, and it's worked a couple times. Of course, you got some pretty popular clips. Mind you, the most popular clip, they end up losing that fight. But they don't tell you that in the clip. But
still, it works out. And great positioning with him ready to counter-initiate the song in case they do jump into Roche, but completely uncontested. PSG.LGD get themselves an Aegis and a little bit of bonus gold to boot. Mortal, no surprise to see it in the hands.
Go down just for the Orchid again here before his BKB.
And Eon Disc on the Lesh. So if they were having trouble killing Zai before, that much harder. Moonlight Shadow. Dire Sentries. Uh-oh. Maybe Zai can turn this here. He goes in onto the Naga Siren.
A lot of heroes to turn.
He's got some friends nearby, though. Remember, he has the Eon Disc. He forces out the Brew Split as well.
He ran away from him.
This is Zai versus the world, but it isolates Ahmed. It brings the other 4, and they get the Aegis for Zai.
Okay. Nicely done.
I don't know if it's the ideal trade, but now Chrono's up. Void looking for something. 33 might be the target of choice. Again, they're going to do this split where he goes one way, the rest of the team goes the other. The TP out. It's going to be close, and he makes it. That arrow actually
sails on by.
Okay. Optic are pretty happy with that. I guess
that's not bad.
Yeah.
They can't play that aggressive, and they have a tier 1 in the bottom lane. Whoa!
Hello, Ame.
Where'd that AP go? Where'd it go?
Yeah. Somnus now with the BKB. Highcat has one himself, but not going to use it quite yet. Song of the Siren resets the fight. Now the pursue on the FY. He will not be able to TP. Gets interrupted by that PPD stun. Still big stuff for Optic. Definitely shaking off that last series. Coming into this one with a fresh mindset. Still maintaining that 2K net worth lead we talked about 10 minutes ago.
Radiant's
26.
bottom tower is under attack.
Now, mind you, reminiscent of that last game as well, there was a net worth lead starting to build for VG Thunder over and over, and then the question becomes, like, their lead is false because they cannot go
Radiant's
high.
middle tower
An
is
ancient
under
problem.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. They do have the Lesh, which helps a little bit with the high ground siege, but not ideal.
And it's not just their own team. Against the enemy team in a vacuum, you're dealing with Chronosphere, Song, Brew Split, even Cask is really irritating when you're trying to go high ground.
Starstorm. It's so good at clearing out creeps.
Yeah.
Or two
rogue
Maelstroms
arrows are basically a pudge. Like someone just arrowed and the fight is wrong.
Yeah.
It just like doesn't build up the way it's supposed to.
No, you're absolutely right. I was just going to say, even though this is looking really good for Optic and they've made a lot of plays happen, PSG.LGD are hanging in there and they have a lot of options. You never sleep on a team with a faceless Void like this. Sure, he's not balling, he's not super far ahead.
He's recovered well, though.
He's hanging in there. He's got the core items, and once he gets that BKB,
Radiant's top
the game
tower
just gets a
is
lot
under
scarier.
attack.
And I also wouldn't sleep on Maybe. I totally understand your point about Mirana not being the scariest carry, but her damage output is nothing to scoff at, especially when she's 3k up on the highest farmer of options.
And if she gets that leap in, if she gets the BKB going, if people are stunned, she can wail, for sure. But that's going to require these multi-man chronos. And so far, we haven't got it.
Not yet.
But if he finds one, yes, he will obliterate. I will not argue with that.
Just wait until Storm and Weaver get caught in the same chrono. That's the thing. It's like Optic can win this game, but they have to play almost perfectly. And for PSG, they just need to catch Optic when they mess up like once or twice.
I know that story.
You know?
There was this Darkseer, there's a vacuum, I saw something.
All too well how that goes down. But the threat is real. And unless Optic are, 10, 15k net worth ahead, that threat from LGD just never goes away.
Yeah, kind of lurks there.
And it's the same thing with Chalice. Right? He's been getting pooped on in a lot of these fights. Once he has BKB, pooping will go the other way.
Well said. Really articulate. Excellent wordsmithing right there.
I try. Now a smoke up. Down
bottom right now. The Radiant Vision, they have fun. Go on the wave right now. They'll be like, oh, Storm's bot. Thought Weaver top, let's go. Now CCC, oh no, oh dear. Oh goodness.
Oh my. That really hurts.
That's not
You're
fun.
just TPing out, you're ready to farm your jungle, and oh my, there's an entire enemy team ready and waiting. Well, that'll happen occasionally, I suppose.
I mean, I just gotta say credit to not even using the chrono. That was like, they just went with the arrow and he got the timing right on a random shrine TP. Like, that takes some guts.
Do not underestimate Salman.
No, never again.
MKB gonna be the way
for Mirana in the backline there, but Pycat's scouted.
He's got the chrono. He would really like to find that Weaver if he can.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pycat just slips away. Still the 10-second BKB available for Pycat. Hasn't been forced to use it yet. He's going to use the chrono. Here he does, but the BKB gets popped. Do they have the damage? And they do. The death ward is there. It's plenty of physical, and there's the 10-second charge. I wouldn't call it wasted. It was the right idea for Pycat to use it, but ends up missing.
And they will find Peter.
Be a TP interrupt. So, just like that, it's a 3-for-0. And LGD really biting into that net worth lead that OG had secured for so much of this match.
It's not there though. Even through the BKB though, the ridiculous 220 attack speed bonus. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, no doubt.
Yeah, this MKB is going to be big on the Mirana though. That's going to be the transition trend from, okay, I'm pretty damage focused to, wow, she really hurts. And he had a Linken's queued up, and I'm glad he switched it to a more damage-based item. Now Song the Siren sets up on a 33. Great body block, so he can't sidestep it. Here's all the follow-up damage, and it's another pick in favor of LG.
Still goes in front of that camp. A bold man, but no Chronosphere, I suppose, so he's feeling all right. And that's level 20 for Mirana, and she goes for the spell land. It's tempting either way, just because you attack so fast. That mana break really adds a lot of value, but he's also spec'd completely into the Mjolnir, so he's kind of going that route for 12%. That's going to help him farm a lot faster. Bottom lane actually has really there. Or sorry, Ame. Apologies.
Yeah, BKB from CCNC debuted. There is still the Bruce split. He might be able to make it a 1-for-1. He does. Not the ideal trade that Optic were hoping for. Now Pycat on the run, getting chased around by all these Bruce splits. Down comes the Sentry arrow, almost connects, but forces the BKB out of Pycat. PPD now gets killed. Pycat with a time lapse, still some charges. Zai joining the party. Pretty good damage. They might get this kill on the Witch Doctor, but where else is it going to go? Now BKB caught by Somnus. He was disarmed there. There's the time lapse on the Weaver. Pycat gets picked back up.
Now it's daytime.
Split by the arrow. It's going to be a dead Weaver. Beyond godlike for maybe on this Priestess of the Moon. Now the Exodus gets thwarted by that ensnare. Zai left behind and out of resources. Optic tossing this lead away, and now it's LGD in control.
It feels like such a greedy play to attempt that fight without your Storm Spirit.
Really did.
So clutch here. And it just doesn't feel like Pycat quite has the damage yet. Obviously, still very defensive at BKB. Yes, you get the mana break, but you're going to Linken's next. I guess they just feel like they have to grab at anything they can.
Trent, I'm still just so impressed with how well Chalice recovered this game. He's got the BKB blink, and he's working on a Radiance. He's 2,000 gold towards it.
Yeah, this is kind of their little bit of an MO. Like, everything that he sacrificed, a lot of it then just gets kind of like funneled into FY. Like, sure, Chalice is dying, but then FY tends to like pick up these lanes and all of these waves, and he gets these aura items. It's a support that's tied with his offlaner, essentially net worth.
You're right. Naga Siren moving into Lotus Orb. Solid kit there.
Help out his face Void when he doesn't have his BKB ready. And we are waiting on the Roche here. Looks like it's going to be a 2-minute respawn. Yamina, important for CCNT.
We mentioned it when it was picked up that we did see in that last fight. 33 does have the halberd, so disarm, very useful against Mirana, also great against Void. He did have a solar crest queued up, but decided to call the audible and switch over to the halberd. Definitely the recall.
Yeah, a lot of magic there. Just the Mirana is like, he right clicks a lot, but it is.
And oh, so Mirana did actually go back to the Lincoln. So she had the Lincolns queued up, then switched the MKB, and then actually bought the Lincoln and now wants the MKB. So a little bit of indecision, but going for the stats first, and now going back.
Yeah, I don't think damage is currently an issue. It looks pretty good.
But also now with the disarm, he's like, okay, I need some way to deal with this Night Stalker at least a little bit, make him think twice. He can't just walk up and yeah, gives me that opportunity, maybe leap away.
House all the way to 20 point. He's ahead of Ame.
Bumped up in the mid here. All 5 of Optic nearby. LGD a little more split. Maybe was up top trying to split push. Now the Moonlight Shadow gets used. Hotline and Snare.
He has a
PSG on the way in. They will dust it. BKB gets used by Chalice. There's just no follow-up from the rest of the Radiant. Bruce Split comes. The boulder toss. He looks like he'll get brought down here.
To sack Peter, see if they go Roche and then buyback if they do. Of course, to our knowledge, Roche isn't up yet, but they don't know. Spawned already, so currently dire vision, they don't really see anything. They see no one has reached back here to this board, and now they spot Ame. They're like, okay, they're not rushing. Everything's fine. Relax. It's gonna be okay.
Very hard for Optic to there's the buyback. They are going to catch a jump onto the Brewmaster without the split or the BKB. They know he's a pretty easy target, and they will bring him down. That's so perfect. They know exactly when he's up. But FY does still have a Song of the Siren. Not a pre-fight for Optic yet. Song sets it up. Zai just wasting all that mana. Arrow does connect on the Ogre. They turn it off just in time. Zai gets brought down first. Nothing PPD can do. There will be the buyback now. Coming out of the left.
He gets chrono.
It's a perfect chrono from Ame. That's all they needed. Buyback though from the Weaver. Not going to time-lapse back in. Instead, it's 33 hit by the Meteor Hammer, and he will be brought down. Now, he'll burn the buyback. They really want to contest this Roche, and with the chrono down, they feel like there could be an opening to do it, but this is so costly from Optic. That's 4 buybacks used now.
They are gasping. They're like completely just like grasping at anything that's left.
I think they're grasping and gasping, Trent.
I think so.
This is so brutal. So much economic damage done to Optic, and now Pycat forced the BKB, but the Ensnare goes right through it. He will time-lapse, but his main spell is used very defensively. I don't know if Optic are going to get what they want out of these buybacks. Certainly not going to be able to secure Roche off that and feel confident about it. They also just have no ability to kill Roche. This Dire squad has no minus armor and very limited
bugs.
damage.
You got the bugs.
Oh, okay.
Bugs are pretty good.
Strong. Bugs are okay.
Yeah, tank it up a little bit, you know.
But, I mean...
It's not incredible. Sure. LGD, they're going to shred it.
I wouldn't say bugs are my #1 resource in taking down Roche. Let's put it that way. But it's a fair point. They are going to go in for it. This feels so risky, Trent.
And they definitely do not have a choice after all those buybacks. There's no Chronosphere yet. Song is up, however, and FY's doing his cheeky plays. Are they illusions or are they real? Oh, it's real. Surprise. All right, let's see the toggles here.
Arrow on the way. Instead, they just hit the arrow. Ame pops the BKB. They bring down the Weaver. It's a dieback now for Pycat. Roche still standing with plenty of HP. CCNC pops the BKB, but Snare locks him down. He falls next. 2 cores down on the side of Optic. They split their ways. Zai getting chased down to the left. And on the right, it's a Bruce Split trying to chase down PPD. Looks like they'll both fall most likely. X-Nova stands his ground, uses the stick charges, and it does keep him alive. 4 dead on the side of Optic after that beautiful setup from the Song of the Siren. Ame silenced against 33. He is all alone. Is he actually going to die to the solo Night Stalker? He will.
Yeah, he knows.
Big kill, but that does not stop the Roche from PSG. They get Aegis Cheese, and talking about economic damage, 15k net worth is the favor for our Radiant squad.
I think FY forgot about Meteor Hammer.
Why didn't he use it
Well, I know. You can still BKB before, even if it's like the perfect kind of Meteor Hammer. So I think he thought the BKB was probably back up for PyCat, but it wasn't at the time.
Ah, okay.
But the one was there from CC. Theoretically, it would have been useless had they both BKB'd. And so, since he is so many levels ahead of us, that's why he did it.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Gotcha. So,
And here it comes
down. This is the big push. No buybacks available on Lesh or Weaver. Storm does have one, but obviously holding it for now. Not much he can do by himself. With Void dead. Still no options. Meteor Hammer burning it down. Burn, baby, burn. As the mid lane of Barracks fall on the backside. 33 maybe looking for a backstab.
He's a Baron Burner.
Needs to be a little careful here. FY, pump fake, and now the escape. This reward comes down to counteract the Light Shadow.
Right now.
CNC needs to be careful here. The split could be devastating. Song of the Siren is also back trend. It's level 3, and this could be the reset that they were waiting for. Weaver comes back down, pops the BKB, but they've got the ensnare. There is a time lapse. PyCat can be able to live, but the BKB is off. They'll continue to pursue, and there's the Song of the Siren. FY.
All right, there it is.
Until the perfect time.
There's the toggle. Right on point.
See you later, PyCat. He's going to be dead, as well as PPD. Now the BKB from CCNC. Again, FY with the perfect times on these ensnared. GG is called after a triple kill for Somnus. A brutal game for Optic Gaming. Ultra kill.
Hips off all around.
Well,
Chat
it was definitely an okay game for Optic at the beginning.